Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, and welcome back to the channel. Today in Iowa, it's a beautiful 85 degrees with zero humidity. They're calling for some storms tomorrow, pretty bad storms. So while the weather is good, got the doors open, letting it air out a little bit in here. But today, we are working on the 1960 Brookwood Chevrolet Wagon. It's got a pretty cool 283 in it, with the old school Chevrolet script valve covers. The biggest problem with this car when I got it was the two front studs were broken off. So I've taken the liberty so far of cutting them flat so I can drill them and then punching a pilot hole. So the purpose of the video today, we're going to drill those out. We're gonna get some oversized studs. I've got a few carburetors laying around. Gonna put a rebuilt carburetor on this engine here and hopefully get her to fire up again. The previous owner said it ran good, had some engine work at one point. They were working with the engine and broke the studs off, and the guy never sent the carburetor back. So it's just been sitting. Brakes have been redone at one point. 3 of the 4 tires are fairly new. The 4th one's in the car, but it's got a flat spot. Has an awesome patina to it. Does have some front rot in the fenders and some in the lower quarters. In the car, though, are some Arizona fenders, so they're super, super clean. Nice car, but let's get started on this bad boy. Put her back on the road. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me drilling out 2 studs for 20 minutes here, so I'll film the pilot holes for each one, and then once I'm done there, we'll come back when I'm all finished up. I know a lot of guys that watch these videos of mine like to critique me, and that's fine, but always wear safety glasses. Oh, and also I have a rag in the intake, so not a ton of shavings get down in there. I'm sure we'll have some, but that's what a shop vac is for. All right, that's enough drilling for the video purpose. I'm gonna drill them all the way through, get them all the way out of there, and we'll come back with the tap and die set. All right, so got them both drilled out, got them tapped. Now the next thing to do is order a couple studs, because this is 3/8 24, so it's fine thread. Got to find a stud that will fit that. Or I'm sorry, you got to find a stud that will fit this hole, and then we'll put a carb on it and fire it up. All right, so I'm filming on the ground today. A lot better lighting here versus all the yellow lighting over there. But I've got a 2-barrel Rochester. This is a manual choke carburetor for the 60 wagon. Everything moves as it should. I've had this one for probably, I don't know, 10 years. And we're going to rebuild the carburetor today. Now, I'm not going to set this camera up and film this for a whole straight hour because it is time consuming. But the thing that I've learned from doing a couple of these is just take good care and make sure you keep all your screws, just set everything to the side, label everything, take pictures if you need to, and just slowly work down, clean all the passages out, the tubes, the needle and seat, clean the jets, I mean just everything, and just put them back as you take them out. Very, very simple to do in theory, but just take your time. I got this kit 212D off of Rock Auto, so I'm just going to break this thing down and put it back together. About 20 minutes in here. Lots of screws, little springs, all that good stuff. Just take it apart slowly, start cleaning it here, and then put it back together. They also come, or the manuals also come with a nice instruction sheet to show you how it all breaks down, which is pretty helpful for a novice like myself. But anyways, we're gonna bust open this kit. Gonna get some new gaskets. I think this kit comes with new needle and seat, accelerator pump, gaskets, all that good stuff. So we'll get her thrown together. Okay, so the carburetor is hooked up. Moves nice and free. I just realized that I do not have a coil in place, so that's good. Got the battery on the charger. Let's just turn it over quick and see how nice the starter works. It works, but it's a little weak. So we'll see if we can get it turned over or get it to fire up this way. I'm gonna grab a coil quick and we'll resume. All right, so now I'm gonna test my dwell. Got my negative and positive. I got the dwell meter on the glass. And it's not moving at all, so those points definitely need some cleaning. I think in the meantime, I need to order a new starter because this starter is awful weak. Don't know yet, but let's see if we get some dwell out of the points here. All right, so it's pretty corroded in here. And sand in the points. No dwell. The rotor button, that like brownish area right there, is a thick layer of rust. So we're gonna replace all this crap. The points are super, super dirty. And yeah, it's been sitting a while. So spark plugged wires, cap rotor, points, got a new coil, so that's okay. And a new starter, because this starter is just shot. So we're gonna get some parts coming from Rock Auto, and we'll get back on this thing when, oh, and I need a barb fitting right here, because someone cut the line. Put a barb, and we're good to go. All right, so, oh, come on, bud. Come on. Get out of the way. All right, so here's my new starter. And these are kind of goofy because they have a hole that goes through the back of the bell housing into the starter. It's a threaded hole. And this bolt goes into the bell housing. So kind of tough to get it installed. I did cut the old wires off the old one instead of trying to take them loose underneath the car. So I'm going to make some new connections here, some new leads. We're going to test this starter and we'll throw it in the car. Half the reason why it was so difficult getting it out was there is an aftermarket block heater system right here, and this hose is in my way. So I'm going to try to get rid of that. There's a connection into the block. Just going to see if I can block that off and yeah, get rid of this hose entirely because it's a pain in the butt to work around. So let's get the connections remade here and test this thing and get it in the car. All right, so if you guys have an original style Power Glide with the bolts like I explained, there is the old starter. Only took about 25 minutes. The best way I can explain this is get a battery ratchet and 2 long extensions with a 9/16 socket. Get that bad boy set up right there. Get that bolt that goes in this way. Get it into the transmission. Get the ratchet on the bolt and just kind of sitting there. Get the starter up and into position. Hold it there with your right hand and your left hand. Run the ratchet and run that bolt straight in. That'll hold it in place. And then the 2 bolts that go in right here, straight in, you can just finger tighten them up with that top one holding it. So pretty simple to do. Like I said, it only took about 20, 25 minutes. And a lot of that was just getting the starter cable put back on because I had to take it off. Not enough clearance down there. So with that being said, it does crank over nice. I'll show you guys that here quick. I shouldn't say it cranks over nice, but it cranks over a lot better than it did. So, with that being said, we are going to change out the points, condenser, cap, rotor, and we'll see if this thing will run. The old points. And the brand new ones. These should work a lot better than these old things. Really exciting stuff here, but I got the points and the condenser changed, and I got the points dialed into about 30 degrees of dwell. It's gonna be kind of hard to see. I'm gonna turn the camera sideways, and the battery's dying. We could go a little more with it, maybe just a smidge, but we're pretty close here, so gonna put the new cap on it, and then we're gonna rock and roll. All right, I'm filling the float bowl. Oh yeah, she's a runner. I just don't know why. That spring is okay, it's coming right back. No. Spring's a little weak, I suppose. I bet a lot of it is the choke is manual. I'm just starving it once it starts because I don't have a thing for it. Okay, that's good enough for me for right now. It's not pumping any fuel, so I wonder if the tank is either filled or the fuel pump is bad. That's okay. I'm going to get a barb fitting for this right here. I'll get my choke cable hooked up, and I think that's it. Just maybe dial it in a little bit. It doesn't really want to stay running. I need to cut off, or I need to cap, I should say, this hose that goes into the engine. Bypass all that heater stuff there. Like I said, put a barb fitting here. Maybe get a better spring that's more, or a little more stronger. Little more strong. There we go. Or stronger. Improper English. Get my choke hooked up. Right there. But yeah, she's a runner. All right, so I saved everyone the headache and the boredom of changing spark plugs, because where we left off, it ran, but it was very, very rough. I've got it hooked up to a electric fuel pump because the mechanical one is not working. The manual choke as well, I've got that inside. It does run. I had it running a little bit here, but we've discovered a problem, and I think it has a rod knock. So I'm going to fire this thing up again for everyone, and we're going to listen to it. Going to set the choke. And it runs smooth. It just knocks really bad. So I want to pull that valve cover. I'm not going to take both of them off just yet, because it sounds like it's on this side. And we'll see if there's maybe a rocker or something that's making noise. I guess worst case scenario is the motor has to come out and get rebuilt. But let's open this valve cover up on this side, the passenger side, quick, and see what we got here. All right, so at first glance here, nothing seems broken, so that's not a good sign. Very, very dirty in here, but it doesn't look too bad. So I think my suspicions are confirmed. I don't want to keep running this thing in case it is truly a rod knock, but I think it is a rod knock. And that's no bueno. Nonetheless, though, we have taken this thing from no carb, sitting for a long time, to at least kind of back to life. Let's try it one more time. Hook up the fuel pump, get that primed. Whatever it is, it's definitely inside the engine there. All right, so I called Mortsky because I took the driver's side valve cover off, and the number 7 exhaust lifter was pushing oil, or I'm sorry, the push rod was pushing oil. That's what all this is, oil. Now I know the push rods obviously supply oil to the top end, but none of them were oiling except the back one was just spitting, I mean, as hard as it could be. So, very unusual. I filmed it on my cell phone. I'll put it in the video. I'm not really sure how good the quality is going to be, but I'll put it in the video anyways. Definitely something in the bottom end. I thought maybe it was a noise. I called Mortsky. He said take the fan belt off, see if that quiets it up, and it did not. The Power Glide dipstick and then the breather, the PCV breather in the back there, they were touching, but got them separated, still did not quiet it down. I'm going to say that this one is a runner, but needs rebuilt. I don't know what is wrong with it, but something is not happy in the bottom end. I am pretty proud of myself, though, for putting it back together, getting it running again, but it just needs a lot more work than I want to put into it. So, if you guys are interested, I have a Project 60 available. Need some floors and some motor work here, but nonetheless, got an awesome look to it. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video today, leave a thumbs up. Comments what you guys think is wrong with the engine. If it's not a rod knock, just let me know what you guys think, and I'll dive into it more. If you're brand new, make sure to subscribe. I'm always finding cool stuff like this and trying to put it back on the road. And yeah, let me know any questions, comments, concerns down below as well. Thank you all for watching. My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, and I'll catch you guys next week.